I'm begging you to slow it down.
Good morning and welcome to On the Road, or traffic discussion here inside of the morning show every Wednesday morning at 8:30. In the studio with me, I have Sergeant Henry as usual. We'll hear from her in just a bit before we open the lines for you to join us. Good morning, Sergeant Henry, and how are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you, and good morning, Jicky, and how are you doing?
I am feeling good.
That's good.
Nice. Thank you.
Yes.
What's on the table for discussion today?
This morning I'll be talking about what is hit and run, a car accident.
Oh boy, timely.
Yes.
Timely.
We are
very
seeing
timely.
a lot of that, not just traffic department, but the Royal St. Christopher Nevis Police Force. Is seeing a lot of that nowadays days. And generally speaking, a hit and run occur when you're involved in a car accident, either with a pedestrian, another car, or a fixed object, and then leaving the scene without stopping to identify yourself or render aid to anyone who might need assistance. The act is committed simply by leaving the scene. If you must leave the scene of an accident to access emergency assistance, that's different, because you're going to seek medical assistance. But leaving the scene without doing anything, it is classified as hit and run. Whether you collided to somebody's wall, your vehicle get damaged, or this property get damaged, it's an accident. An accident is classified whether injuries or damage are involved. So not because it's somebody's wall or somebody's property, it's classified as an accident. And we are seeing where people hitting people and just leaving the scene, colliding to people's vehicle and leaving the scene. And all these are classified as hit and run. As the Bible said, do unto others as you will have them do unto you. And if you do that to somebody and then somebody turn and do that to your family member, you wouldn't like it. So let us report these accidents. And as I said, a hit and run accident occur when a collision happens between vehicles, pedestrians, or property. Hit and run accident can happen anywhere, as I said earlier. It happens, distracted drivers may run a red light or a stop sign. So someone is coming on the street and you come out as a junction, you collide with the person, before you stop, you move on. That is hit and run. Or somebody parked the vehicle and you're reversing. You collided to the person's vehicle. Damage caused, it's a hit and run if you did not stop or report the accident. And drivers who leave the scene of an accident to avoid law enforcement and speaking with the police could be driving without a driver's license, because sometimes some persons don't have a driver's license. So before they stop to report it, they move on. And when you look, they don't have any license. And as long as you're not a licensed driver, you won't be covered by insurance. So these are three things you could be reported for. Leaving the scene of the accident, four. Leaving the scene of the accident, joking attention, driving without a valid driver's license, and driving without insurance. These are four things you can be charged for. And what should I do, or what should you do if you're in a hit and run? What should someone do? Most importantly, make sure you are okay. You make sure you're okay, and also the other person who you got involved with. And even if you have passengers, you make sure that everyone is okay. And once you do that, you stay on the scene, you call the police. So even if I am in an accident, I leave the scene and GQ was involved with me, GQ called the police. GQ wouldn't, I wouldn't be charged for causing an accident because somebody reported it. But I can be charged for leaving the scene of an accident.
Right.
So remember, when you're involved in accident, you always stay on the scene. Do not move. The only time you move is if you're going to seek medical attention.
Right. That's the only justified option.
Yes.
Justifiable option, I should say.
If you're seeking medical attention, then you leave, you go and you seek medical attention. Don't say you leave because this. That's the only justifiable action that can happen in during an accident.
Okay. Before you continue, I know you said a mouthful here. You shared a lot. Before you continue, do you want us to take some
Yes, you
calls
can
now?
open if anybody's there.
465-2555. Let's go to the phone line and let's take this call. Good morning, you're live.
Mr. Liebert,
Good morning, sir.
good morning to you and good morning to Sophia Henry. Sergeant Henry, good morning.
Good morning.
I have a question and two things I want to speak of based on my observation of them. The question is it an offense? And you don't have to answer until I'm finished. You have to respond to my question. Is it an offense to tow a vehicle in the streets? If it is so, I would like to know. However, something takes place about 2 weeks ago, one Sunday, and it was raining. The vehicle had been towed, bust the strap, so traffic was blocked up at the roundabout in the vicinity of the Moravian Church. My observation, one, I have heard and we all see and understand why the streets of Bassiter, the town, is painted yellow, because there must be restrictions of parking. But it's obvious that in Old Road, off the main road of the River Gut and the Chinese restaurant or the fisheries, the streets are painted yellow on both sides. But it's so funny that the police station that used to be situated up the street from the Methodist Church are no longer there. Before, they never really paid attention or did not observe what was taking place. It is even worse now because the police station is not situated in the Old Road. On the Island Main Road, where there are inclines and declines, buses in particular are parked on the road that approaching the incline, you cannot see what's coming. Sometimes the person who is approaching the incline is already advanced, but the vehicle is coming, have the right of way. And some people don't initially take that understanding of either pulling off the road or reversing if there is space. I really need for you all to look seriously about this incline and decline on the Island Main Road where they are no yellow painting. It's obvious that these things keep happening. It is unfortunate that I believe based on this program here, it is called Traffic Talk on the Road, very informative and educational. But is the Inspector of Traffic listen? Is the Commissioner of Police License officer listen, my brother? Does he? Because all the things we all see and speak about almost every week, a lot of which I spoke about are not done. A lot of them are not done. And I made a statement that y'all are doing in a week ago. I meant that y'all not doing enough. And I have believed and I've seen and proved we are not doing enough. Personally speaking, you're speaking about things that I heard this morning, which of course is so evident. But it's unfortunate that still these fire engine and police cars with the siren, emergency siren. Just last week they had a traffic accident at the roundabout by the Central Bank, and the fire engine coming towards it from Spon Road, and nobody seems to pull off the road. I'm wondering, when are we going to really pay attention and respect these sirens? We have to have an accident, something have to take place seriously for someone to get hurt for us to understand and do what is right to do. I'm just simply asking what it is that you all have to do, or you have done already, and still continue to do for people to believe that they have the right, based on those fire engine sirens, to pay attention and respect them. Sergeant Henry and Mr. Liebert, I thank you all for listening and have a good day. Sincerely, I mean that. Have a good day. Goodbye.
Before you go, caller. Hello?
Oh, he's listening. You can always
You
call
asked
back.
about if it's an offense to tow a vehicle in a street. I didn't understand that. I want to know if somebody had a vehicle on the property and they tow it in the street. I don't understand what you asked. So I was trying to clarify that.
All right. Hopefully he'll call back. Good morning. You're live.
Yeah. Good morning, Jiku.
Hey, good morning, Culture.
And good morning, Sergeant Henry.
Good morning.
I like the topic that you choose today, hit and run.
Yes, sir.
Now, too much of that been going on for years in St. Kitts. And I've known a good close friend of mine. Both of us were racing, coming down, going up Karen Street when we were building the airport with Higgs and Hill. And we reached home safe. I parked up my car and he parked up his car, but then he went back downtown. And in driving, he knocked down somebody down Greenland, killed him, bam, dead. And went from there and cover up the vehicle. But police search and they find it. Now, saying that to say this, the rain do not fall from the earth and go up in the sky. It come from the sky, come down. What go up must come back down. And just what happening up so in those bigger international countries, hit and run, you got a thing named the catcher. And when the catcher catch them, everybody just asks why they had to do that, but they never there when they hit them and run. I want to tell the public, whenever you hit something, you know you're wrong, stand up there. If you don't show if you're wrong or right, stay right there till the police come. You only move if you have to go seek medical attention. Because when you hit and you run, and people encourage you to do your damage and then run, you make it worse for you and whosoever you have. Thank you very much. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, caller.
Yeah, sorry. Whenever you're ready again.
Yes. The caller who called before, Culture, yes. He asked about the fire appliance and the ambulance. It is an offense when you hear the siren not to give way. And this can only be happen, this person can only be charged if the driver get the number plate and report it to the police. Once they get that and they report it, that person can be charged for that offense.
All right. Let's back to the phone line. Good morning. You are live.
Yes, good morning, because good program. But these that a hit and run, right? Because a police in Nevis, he knocked down an old woman, and he had a hit and run too. So nobody really perfect, but God going to help us. Whenever they knock down people, and they got somebody going to take the number and give the police them. But police don't do the same thing like ordinary people. Because if the man kill the woman in Nevis, the old woman, and he run, and somebody pick up the number. Take care. Have a good day.
Thank you, caller.
Thank you indeed. Good morning, you're live.
Good morning, Ms. Henry.
Yes, sir.
I enjoy the program, but I want to remind you again. Anytime you're telling people, 1 minute. Yeah. You're talking about the ambulance and the fire.
Yes, sir.
And you blank it off by saying if they fail to pull over. I want you to add to that. When it's convenient, that is very important. When it becomes convenient. I have seen a lady before got her rims and so on all mashed up because she panicked and she run into a cub wall. I have seen people run into sidewall because I don't know whether they're scared or they hear the horn. So you have to tell the public when it is not all the time it's convenient to pull over, depends on where you are. So please indicate that when it's convenient. Some people might be ignorant, don't want to pull over, but it does not apply to everybody. Some people want to abide by the law and they want to pull over. But you have to say when it becomes convenient. It's not all the time it's convenient to pull over just up. When you have something blocking you, are you likely to mash up your rim? Because I have seen that more than once. Okay? I just want to say that. Okay?
Thank you, caller.
Yeah.
Yes, but sometimes we hear the ambulance from a mile away. And some person think they can outrun it. Yes, some people panic. But just be normal. Just be comfortable when you hear the ambulance and just pull over once there's a space for you to pull over. It doesn't make sense for you to panic, as you said. But sometimes some of us hear it, yes. Some of us are ignorant to the fact. They hear the ambulance from a mile away and they think they still can beat it.
So you're making reference to the ones who are trying to outrun.
Yes.
So that's who you're talking
yes.
to. Yes.
Some person panic because they hear the thing and then maybe a lot of vehicles, so you know.
Right. So he's talking about a total different
when
scenario.
When he say when it's convenient for them to pull over.
Right. But you're making reference to those who are
ignorant.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let's make sure we make that clear. He's making himself clear. I'm hoping you're making yourself clear too. All right. Let's go back to the phone line. You are live and lively.
Good morning again. And I want to thank Sergeant Henry asking for me to call back. At least you know who I am. You mentioned I do so. Sergeant Henry, what I spoke about the vehicle being towed in the street,
Uh-huh.
I am referring to broken down vehicle of someone towing that vehicle somewhere.
Not a tow truck.
No, not a tow truck.
Okay, so
A
my
vehicle.
vehicle got broken down and you pull in my vehicle.
Yes, Sergeant Henry.
Uh-huh.
That's what I am referring to. But thanks for asking. Have a good day. Goodbye.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right, so no, you can.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but sometimes some people use other vehicle to pull it. But sometimes you have to make sure that strap is tied properly. I say because that strap can be loose. But it's not an offense for someone to pull a vehicle,
Okay.
especially if it is broken down, as you said.
Okay. 465-2555, that's 2555. And we are looking at hit and run, the topic this morning. The do's and the don'ts. What should you do if you're involved in a hit and run? What is considered a hit and run? If someone is injured on the scene, what are the procedures you should do? Also, you should not leave the scene if you're involved in a hit and run unless you're about to seek medical attention for the individual who is involved. Maybe you don't have a phone and you're trying to get help for that individual. But provided you're leaving the scene to seek help, that would be justifiable for you to leave the scene. Correct? That's what you're saying, right?
If you leave the scene for emergency.
For emergency purposes.
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, so I'll let you continue until we get sorry, we have a call coming in. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, GQ.
Yes,
and
good
Sergeant
morning.
Henry.
Yes.
Morning.
You know, I'm an ardent admirer of the show. I can't sleep on Wednesday not waking up to hear you guys. So I'm just enjoying the show, and I just wanted to call and tell you all hello in the Federation, and just stay strong, everything will be fine. From my Christian friend to a fellow Christian. Okay. Thank you, GQ.
Hey, you're welcome, Sonny boy. Thanks for the call. Thanks for the
Thank you,
support.
Carlo.
Yes, continue, Sergeant.
It is important to call the police and file a report to have this documented. If you also need medical attention at the scene, as I said, after you made sure everyone is all right, try to get a look at the vehicle. So these are some things you look for. Because sometimes some person hit your vehicle and you can't make out nothing. But sometimes you can. And make sure you know the model of the vehicle, the color of the vehicle. And some person might have a writing on the vehicle or something where you could identify, even if you don't see the number plate. Some people have something right up on the vehicle, you might be able to say, okay, this is what I saw. Make sure, and also the license number plate, as I said, description of the hit and run driver, including what they look like.
Stick up in there on your description and your explanation, please, Sergeant. Let's go back to the phone line. Good morning, you're live.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Martin, we hit and run. That is why this country needs a camera network. I heard that somebody got hit and killed on the Newtown Bay Road. And as far as I've listened to the news, the police have not apprehended anyone. And that really shows a deficiency in the camera network. So you have to speak to the relevant authorities, the police, so that the government can really provide that coverage to take care of this kind of, problems. Another thing that kind of baffles me, if someone has a tire that is showing sweat, the police can offer a ticket to that person. But, to my amazement, I'm seeing vehicles running on this road where the engine is totally exposed. The parts moving in that engine so fast that if anything is ejected from that engine and hit somebody, it can kill them. So you all have to pay attention to that. Too many vehicles have the entire engine exposed and running on the government road. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Carla, for that. Yes, when we see these things, we talk to them. It's not a ticketable offense. Yes, but with the tire showing thread, it's a ticketable offense. Because, for instance, if your tire showing thread or it's smooth, you cannot brake properly. Once you're trying to brake and you press brakes, the tire is so smooth that...
There's no traction.
Right, so you collided to something. But with the engines, we speak to persons. Up to last, you go out and you had this guy. No doors on his vehicle in the front. I said, but for your safety, the vehicle came with doors. So I tell him, do not let me see you again with it on the road. He said, he went to look apart. Yes, but you could have gone and look apart and leave the vehicle park up. So when we see these things, we talk to them.
Okay. You can continue, Sergeant, until we get some more calls.
As I was saying, description of the hit and run driver, including what they look like, and maybe the age. You could say, okay, this person was in the 30s, 20s. At least you're giving the police some ideas of what you saw. So this is something that the police can go with. But if there's nothing, the police can't do anything. As you said, yes, the cameras. But something like anything, things fail at times. So yes, the cameras might be there, but sometimes, yes, the upkeep. And if you upkeep them, sometimes they fail. So
you're saying we do have a camera network?
we have cameras. Yes, we do.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, there are cameras. But you know, like anything, they fail.
Unfortunately.
And if any weakness around, see if you could get the person name. So that you can go and get information from the person. Because without these things, there's nothing to go on.
Right. Right.
And hit and run just don't happen between vehicles, as I said. It happens between pedestrians and it happens to property. So when you're driving, be careful. As we say, when you're driving for you and others. So be careful when you're driving, and if you get in an accident, please to report it.
Let's go back to the phone line, Sergeant. Good morning, you're live.
GQ,
Yes, sir.
the only place you listen to hit and run is in the boxing ring. Officer,
Yes, sir.
that's the only place to listen to hit and run is in the boxing ring. The fellow you have to run, so he don't hit you back.
You miss your boxing days, do you?
But on the road, you don't hit people if you can run. You're not supposed to do it. Because you could be in more trouble.
Yes, sir.
You could be in more trouble. See a driving a car going on the road. Hit somebody car down the wrong side of the road. Boy run because I hit them. May I get away? So it's not lesson. You ain't listen to it, I want thank you.
Thank you, caller.
Thank you, man. And I'm not laughing at you. Your analogy is a great one, though. And I know you're a boxer, former boxer, I should say. So I can understand why. Good morning, you're live.
Yeah, good morning. I would like to make a quick suggestion. I believe the hit and run should be considered as a serious, indictable offense. Serious as if you attempted murder, because it's a serious thing. I would just like the legislators them to, pay attention to hit and run, because hit and run is like, somebody want to kill you or almost kill you, and then they don't want it to be known. And I really believe they should take hit and run serious. I don't know what it's like on the book. I don't know the penalty for it. I haven't checked the laws on it, but it should be a serious offense. I just want to make that suggestion.
Right.
They should legislate something for the hit and run. See, we make it serious. As if you attempt to kill somebody, I think your offense should be the same.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, caller.
Before we take the next call, I think you should clear that up because I know you say hit and run, there are different aspects of hit and
Yes.
run, but I guess he's referring to if you hit someone and you kill them. What does the
But he
book
didn't say kill. Remember, he said, okay, you could hit somebody's vehicle. It could be a minor thing, like driving without due care and attention. I collided to your vehicle lesson. It could be reckless driving, or it could be causing death by dangerous driving. So it's three things you could be charged for in that, according to the severity of the accident.
Right. But I'm asking, as it relates to the penalty for causing death.
I will have to check it and get back to you.
All right.
But
Let's go back to the phone line.
I know it is, you could get jail sentence. Yes, because I know you have somebody right now who is serving time for that.
Okay. All right, let's go to the phone line. Good morning, you're live.
Yeah, just a clarity. I'm not talking about death. I'm talking about hit and run in itself. Hit and run is because we don't want the offense to be identified, so it should become an indictable offense. You don't have to kill the person. Even if it's just the vehicle you smash up and you run or whatever. Any hit and run, to me, I consider it a serious offense. Because you don't want the police, you don't want it to be known by the police, so you want to hide the offense, and that should become indictable. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Don't have to be a debt. Don't have to be a debt at all.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, man. Thanks for the clarification. Sergeant, yes, you're paying attention.
Yes, and even as you said, so they could be hiding something. As I said earlier, they could be driving without a license, and they don't have insurance, so that is something they're hiding.
All right. Let's go back to the phone. Oh, we lost that call. We just have about 3 more minutes left before we wrap up today's program. Good morning. You are live and lively.
Sometimes some people got to in for you, and they knock you down when nobody around. So, take care.
Thank you.
All right. Good morning. You're live.
Good morning. Wonderful topic. Topic. I have a question for the sergeant. Is the topic about the red lights or cameras, is the light and the sirens written in the handbook?
I didn't get that, ma'am.
Is siren, the way the cautions say about the sirens, is it written in the driver's handbook? I know we just start with the red lights and stuff like that, so I'm wondering if it's written in the driver's handbook.
With the siren for the emergency vehicles?
Yes.
Yes, it is, ma'am. It's an offense.
Oh, okay. So because I was in the Federation last year, and I realized nobody stopped for these sirens. Nobody, they yield, ease up, no nothing. They just keep driving and the siren up. It could be your mama, it could be your grandma, and nobody really stopping for the siren. So I'm glad that you touched on this topic this morning. Another thing I'm thinking about is the speed in the villages. The speed is from older drivers, younger drivers, especially the younger drivers. They loud music, they don't slow down for not even going around a corner. I walked in the village of Keys. When I'm in Keys, I walk on the railroad because I'm afraid to walk on the sidewalk because they come so close to the sidewalk you think they're going to hit you. So I'm glad that you came up with this topic this morning, and I think a lot of our young people who a driver's license should be recalled. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, Carla. Yes, and when someone is driving in a built-up area, a village, it's 20 miles they're supposed to be going there. It shouldn't be over that. Anything over that is excessive speed. Because the villages, them, and some of the houses are so close to the road. So somebody might just be stepping out the door. And then you come down with a speed. God forbid you knock down that person. So when you're in built-up areas, 20 miles for built-up areas, non-built-up areas is 40 miles per hour. And yes, you asked about the sirens. Persons should draw up pull as close as possible to the left, as long as the emergency vehicle is passing and the siren is on. Sometimes the ambulance might be passing and no siren is on. And that is because sometimes the severity of the illness of the person, they cannot put on the siren. You might just see the light flashing. So even if you don't hear the siren from the ambulance and the light is on, just draw up, let them pass.
Thanks for sharing that, Sergeant. You in your wrap-ups, or can you get into your wrap-up now, or you want to finish what you explained before?
Which one?
With the descriptions. Or you finished
I finished that one,
Okay,
yes.
all right, great.
But as the Vehicles and Road Traffic Act 15.0659, a person riding, driving, or in charge of any vehicle of any description shall, if an accident occur, by reason of presence of such vehicle on the road, immediately stop. Do not move. Give to any person interested in the accident his or her name. As you say, if you have to leave for any emergency, you give the person your name and the address, that when the police come, they can get that. And if you leave the scene of an accident, as I said, if you have an emergency and you leave and somebody else report the accident, you won't be charged for failing to report. But if you leave and nothing serious, you can be charged for failing to report the accident, leaving the scene of the accident, and if you're the one who is involved or caused that accident, you can be charged for either joking attention or careless driving, reckless or careless driving. Mm-hmm. So I'm asking persons, when you're involved in accident, please to report the accident and also stop on the scene. Let's carry this thing down. Stop hit and run. As I said, you do it to somebody and somebody do it back to you, you wouldn't like it. So please report any accident that you're involved with. It doesn't necessarily have to be with another vehicle. If you get involved in a property damage and your vehicle is damaged, please to report it also.
Sergeant Henry, thank you so much for raising that topic this morning. Thanks to all our callers who called in and weighed in and asked your questions and make your recommendations and suggestions. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today. We'll catch you next week, same time, same place, to do it all over again. Sergeant Henry, take care.
Okay.
Drivers on the road, man. With the fire day, driver, what's your emergency? It's better late than never. So why all